Score at the $1.25 tree. Welcome back to Blast Guys Reviews. So I went hunting, stopped at the Dollar Tree, which I like to call $1.25 tree because they're not a dollar anymore. And I heard whispers of these new Bandai Gundam figures that were just suddenly popping up every now and then here at the Dollar Tree. And I am coming across an entire case of these things. And I thought I'd make a video and show you what they were like. These are 1/18 scale, guys. They're very cool. So join me. We'll take a look at these, show what you get. They have electronics. They're pretty cool for what they are for $1.25. Okay, let's start out with number one. This is pretty cool. We have the Gundam. So what is that? The AX-78-2 version. Pretty cool. This is the package they come in. They're very small boxes, but they are pretty cool. It's the side of the box. Back of the box, it shows you all four that we're going to be looking at in this video. So grab your popcorn, grab your coffee. Let's check these out. And they have electronics. Remember, guys, these are $1.25. Nothing can be wrong with these figures with electronics that are $1.25. I mean, seriously, this is incredible. So let's check them out. So I took the tape off the bottom. This is how they're packaging. They're not, I mean, they're just basic little boxes. There's nothing special about them. I mean, that's probably what they are if you bought them somewhere else. They are solid figures. They are not hollow at all. This is how they're kind of packaging on all of them. You do have the weapons in its own section, the figure. You do have the saber and the electronic device that goes inside the figure. So that's pretty cool how it's packaged. They're all like this. So you guys know. I'm going to take this out and we'll take a look at him. Okay, so here he is. I mean, it just blows my mind. Like, I don't even know how much these things even cost, in other places, but for $1.25 to have these little 1/18 scale robots you could use for it. Yes, it's Gundam. They have their backstory, they have their lore, but you can use these for anything. If you're a world builder, you're a 1/18 scale collector, you're a Gundam collector, it all works out. Use them for whatever you want, however you want. I picked a couple extra ones up, like a green one, just because it's military. I'm gonna have me some. If he's armor build or not, doesn't matter. In world building, you can do what you want. But check him out, pretty cool. They do come apart, so you can have some, like, that's for the mechanism. So you can see the head sculpt there. This is the white, the blue, and the red, pretty much throughout the aesthetic. I'm not going to try to go too much into detail, and you guys can see that for yourself, because we have four to look at. I don't want to make the video too long. Very nice, like, nicely detailed. Solid. These are not hollow. These are not waffled. They're solid pieces. Black hands. It's a side. You notice this hand's missing, obviously, because it has the saber attached to it. There's this backpack piece. Antenna. So the legs. The feet. Now, these are the kind of figures, if you're not aware like me, because I don't collect Gundam, because you can't collect everything, because you have to be a billionaire to collect everything. So you kind of have to pick and choose what you like. So, but for a buck, that's not everybody's alley. You can pull the legs off. Now, there's no articulation in the legs. This is just a piece here. You can't bend that at all. It might separate, but there's no articulation. But you can pull the leg off. It's kind of like that kind of style figure, mostly. For that. So if that bugs you, you have the option to always gluing them together if you don't want that. Or what I like, I'm kind of on the fence about gluing together, or just keeping like this for battle damage. If you're fighting, they use them for little robots, sentinels. You can blow them apart, or mix and match or make your own if you want to. Here on the arms, they come off too. See there, I think the legs come off like that, but that was kind of stuck. I want to break it because I was hunting for a couple weeks, and the first time I found them was yesterday. So, and then the arms do rotate because the way that joint is a round knob, so you can't get a 360 rotation on the hand, on the arms at least. Very cool. The head doesn't have any, and then obviously that chest comes apart, which we're going to be taking a look at here in just a second. Because we do have these little device. I mean, this is worth a buck alone, because the LED, the light emitting diode that they used in here is pretty bright. There's a, you can see or not, there's a switch right in here. It says it's a clear piece. Is my battery's dead? sure what's going on here. I have it all the way over. Yep, just had it. There you go. See that light up? That's really cool. Then you gotta take the body off like this. You just simply set this inside. It's just pretty deep in there, and then you return this piece. And then I'm gonna shut the light off so we can see that. So his chest lights up and his armor. Look at that. For $1.25, guys. Very, very cool. It'd be really nice if the light came down through the arm and just not gone to right at that saber. But, well, I mean, now I'm nitpicking for $1.25, right? That's pretty sweet, right? But unfortunately, there's no way to turn that on all these. You can't turn the light off through the figure. You have to take the figure out and shut off the diode, which I'm going to leave it on because it'd be kind of cool. So what I'll try to do here is to shut this light off and on throughout so we can see the light up effect of the figures. So I'll turn on the light now, and then we'll take a look at his hand. He has a saber. Pretty cool. It just pegs into his hand right here. I try to just knock the figure apart. Okay, this is kind of hard through the camera, so I'll be right back. Okay, there he is. So the peg and hole they use is pretty tight. So I mean, it's pretty on point. This is one of the reasons I was talking about. Like, the more you play with it, you can knock stuff off, but they stay on really well. It's just the idea of how much do you want your figure to be disassemblable. That comes with a shield. Very nice. They even got paint on it. It's like Dollar Tree. Accessories usually don't come with paint. It's pretty cheap, but these are very nice. And it's like a hole here. And I'm not sure. Oh, like on his arm. Yeah, here we go. Right here. See, no problem there. That's how that looks. Very, very cool. Alright guys, let's go dark. Look at that. $1.25, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen. Look at that for $1.25. So what do you film in the background for fun? Now here's number 2. Guess what? It's the same figure pretty much. You ask me, why did you buy 2 of the same one? Well, they're $1.25, and also it's not really the same. You kind of get his gun in this one. So pretty nice. There's a box, side of the box, back, front. I'm sorry, side of the box and back to the front. So yeah, it looks like the same figure. I gotta open it and find out, and then we will see. But I know he has that gun right there, so let's check it out. Here we have him all. This one's all wrapped up and tied up with some tape. There's no instructions, so that's one of the reasons I'm making this video too. So if you get these, like, how does these work? Or you can say, well, Blast Guy's reviews. He showed us. There you go. Let me get these out of the bag. So there he is, man. You thought you were going to come back to the video and you see that another figure. Well, I took it apart. Look at this. This is how you can take it apart. So these are fully customizable, modular, mix and match these pieces. So this is this guy. This is how much you can take it apart. Is that insane or what? Alright, so let's throw him together. Take a second. So here's his leg. So that piece does come off. Here's his foot. Like I said, these things are definitely fit to T on these guys. Here's the ankle. I knew that came off. That was the most hardest part. So there's that piece. His other leg is right here. So it's at an angle. It goes up and around an angle. So if you don't get the right angle, it does give you some relatively large resistance. So it fits very well. And when I pull these out, they made a popping sound. So you hear that? So let's go in a certain specific angle. So remember your angles, guys, on these guys. So that's one of the things about these figures. Then we have the body piece that goes on. Is that right? I hope that's right. Maybe not. Oh, that's the front, huh? I do have that backwards. Okay, switch that around. So we did have this little knobby piece that goes in the back. So that's kind of why it's probably not sitting in very well. So the front, if you notice, the other figure don't have this knobby piece. That's how you know. Again, I've never had these before, so I think that's how it goes. Or maybe not. Maybe he doesn't have the knobby piece. As it goes in the front. Oh, yep, it goes in the front. Ah, man, am I blind? I can't see through this camera with nothing. Sometimes. There we go. Ah, that fits very nice now. See, we learned together. Just took it apart, wasn't paying attention. Never take stuff apart and I know what you're doing. Hey, that looks a lot better, right? Okay, so we have the body piece, which goes on. I noticed when he took off his head, the kind of mouthpiece kind of stayed, which is pretty cool. There's that. Here is this. The backpack, whatever you want to call it, I guess. So this back. This is kind of different, I guess. This backpack don't have two antennas. It has one, so that has two. So there's some differences. So that's pretty cool. Other than that, looks pretty cool. It comes with his gun, which his hand is pre-attached. So you can't take the gun off. It's all sculpted in one piece. And of course, I'm going to pause it and put this in. Okay, there he is. Just pops right in. Very, very nice. Very cool. And yeah, awesome. So you do get that shield. Same shield, pretty much. Yep, same shield. And it should go on the arm. There you go. See how that works? Pretty nice. I don't know what this is. Get this piece here. Very small. I'm not sure what that is. I have to look on the box. No instructions again, so. I didn't see it at first on the box, but it goes on the gun. Right there. It's kind of like a. It doesn't stay very well. I mean, it's in there. But it definitely could be lost if you don't want to lose it. Since we have them apart, we do have the LED assembly here. Same as we used to saying. Oh, gotta get that sweet spot. There we go. It's like a, almost like a spring. I don't know what is a button there for. Not like a button there. I don't know what that is. That's just a connector piece. Go ahead and get this set up and I'll be right back. Just on these guys, you got to make sure you push it all the way over to. It feels like you hit it. There's a lot of. You got to make it before it snaps so you can get it out and then get it again. Set back out. So that's what you got to do. And then we just stick it into the housing. We put our figure together. Like that. We can't see it because it's too bright. Right? Let's go dark. Bam. There it is. How awesome is that? I think the batteries on it probably cost more than the whole figure does. Alright, so look at number 3. This is Zaku. Pretty cool. This is the one I think that, for me, I grabbed 2 because I thought maybe it could have some little 18 scale androids, robots, Macs, little mini Macs for my figure displays, playability, and there again, a buck. So here's the box. Pretty nice. For a dollar store item. Very cool. So in here, it's packaged. Pretty cool. And then you get an extra package of this, all kind of stuff. Cool. On this one, I do get pretty much some instructions for the batteries. So if you guys don't get this, I guess it's randomly packaged. Here you go. Pause and read that if you need to. Pretty cool. And here he is outside the box, pretty much assembled. I went ahead and threw the light mechanism in. It's the same thing, so we don't make this video too long and look at the same thing over and over. So we got the idea of the whole LED assembly. Here's the figure. Pretty cool for a buck, right? It has a handle pretty much attached right in his hand. There's a shield on the side, the spike ball, shoulder pad, head sculpt, some big feet. And this figure is pretty much the same assembly as the others. This one's actually a little more complicated, since I can show you in a second. So here's his axe, and obviously there's a peg that goes in his hand. It kind of finishes out that weapon. The articulation on these figures are all the same. You can't get the rotation on these figures, but that's pretty much it. Again, they're $1. Pretty cool. So he is compared to the other ones. Like he might be a little bit shorter. Like comes with some extra pieces. It's kind of like head scratching, because like you can see how these are cut a certain way. They are keyed basically to a certain joint or peg. So there's a round one, square one. Here's the other shoulder. You would think that this arm would have been for this side, but the way that thing sits is like doesn't look like it's very realistic. And again, it's keyed to where you have to put it one direction. It's not like you can turn it around like this and put this in, because it's, you see how it's keyed, you can't go that way. So you have the one direction. So I don't know, they must have gave you two the same arms for whatever reason. It has a peg on here. Sure why? Maybe it's for maybe this is upside. This is pre-assembled in the packaging, so it could have been put upside down. Oh yeah, maybe. Because if you go this direction, I guess you can bring the blade over on this arm instead of that arm, I guess. So I wish you could do like, yeah, so I can bring the blade to a pointed position, I guess. Yeah, maybe. No, that's a pig too. That's it. Okay. This one has my head scratching sometimes, because it's like I can't figure out the angles. And in all honesty, I didn't spend probably a few minutes messing with it, so I'm not sure what that's going on with that whole arm thing. So I wish it was like, we could take off the shield panel and you can make, different directions, but probably could. I don't know exactly, so I'll leave you guys to find out all that mess that comes with that. And then you get this arm piece. It's bent at a specific angle, again keyed, so we're not going to waste too much time on that. You guys can have fun when you find yours. Here's his weapon. Pretty cool. So that's peg, so no peg goes in there. I'm not totally sure if this is that might be for the gun. This is gun arm, maybe. For some reason, this is very difficult to get in through the camera. And this keeps hitting the arm, so try that. Yeah, it's key to a specific direction, so there you go. For the most part, it's kind of sitting in an awkward position, and then I guess you would take off that arm, put this arm on, and then put the panel back on. So let's take this arm off, and we will put our legs back on our figure. Like I said, these are just like the other figures. I got it backwards. Hard to see through the camera, obviously. There you go. What was that? His foot. Haha, his foot comes off too. Yeah, we got some pressure on again, mistake. So we have, this is the round piece. See what I'm saying? How this arm is just very wild, because it's like, I'm not sure what's going on with this thing. Maybe you can't really spin it because it's keyed. So I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time on it until I can figure out later on. But you guys get the idea. So I'm going to go ahead and put back the arm that was on there, and then we can take a look at the light effects and see how it works out. So obviously I pulled too hard on the wrong spot. Oh yeah, you gotta take these hoses off the back of him to get the light out, like this. And then you got to find that invisible little button. Here we go. Shove it back in his guts. There you go. Some friction. And then we put this back. Like I said, these are made to fit, like incredibly tight, ironically. But then they kind of still fall apart a little bit. Yeah, you may handle that. And then you got to put the hoses back. Everything is falling apart. Side piece. Oh, let's see, it goes on the outside, right? Yep. Hard to see through the camera. Go ahead and put this foot back. Looks pretty cool. Alright, so I think I might have figured this out by now looking at it a little bit. So if we remove the arms and then this panel, keep the panel, get rid of the arms. So these are made to come across the body. And then, oh, hold on a second for that. So this arm that's kind of awkward, you see a little pig? I know what that's for now. No instructions, so you gotta figure it out. See this little pig hole in a gun? Right there, and you gotta stick that. You gotta stick that piece in there without stuff falling off, and that helps give the appeal that you have a two-handed wield inside your figure there. Okay, and then you gotta peg that. What is going on here? This thing is actually starting to irritate me a little bit. There we go. And then you want to peg it into the gun. Right there. There you go. That's how that looks now. So that makes more sense. And then you can just return the actual shield piece. I guess it's a shield. I mean, the angle and the cuts and pegs are insane on this. So there he is. So let's go dark. And you can see how bright he is. Pretty cool. There's all three of them so far. Looking good. Alright, here's number 3. Char's Zaku. Pretty cool. There's the box. The back of it. It's kind of like a red from the box, I guess. Pretty cool. Alright, so inside the packaging, here he is. It doesn't look as red. It looks more of a magenta, maybe. What I was hoping, but still pretty cool. Tape's on there. I hate tape. So I'll go ahead and get him out. We'll take a look at him. Alright, and here's our 4th one. Pretty cool. It's like a repaint of the green one with a little different head sculpt. Not much, just had this very soft spike on his head. Pretty cool. Solid figure, solid plastic. Nice sculpting. I think after playing with these guys for so long here, making this video, I think I want to start gluing my guys together because I'm not sure if I want them for cannon fodder or what. But I'll show you why here in a second. So you get this alternate arm. It's a cannon. Unfortunately, it's very soft plastic. But this is one of the reasons here. I think definitely for sure. If you notice, there's like 2 peg holes here. One obviously is for the handle that keeps falling out. That's definitely going to have to get glued on. And then we have the overall scope, I guess, that sits in there like that. And you can see that those tolerances are not very well holding those in. So I would definitely putting a dab of glue on there. I'm trying to get it at least to show you what it looks like without it falling off. But again, it's hard through the camera. and I didn't even touch that and it fell off. So I maybe have to buy some super glue for $1. Yeah, that's definitely going to be super glue. So there's a handle. Just be aware, these pieces are small and they hide in the corners of the bags. So we'll set those aside for now. I don't even want to mess with that anymore. Swap off the arm. Swap off the overall shield on the arm like that, or you don't have to. And then because this rotates, you do have Bazooka Trooper, Bazooka Mech. Very cool. And once you glue the pieces on, it'll look even better. But for some reason, even this little optics does not want to stay very well. A little bit there, give you an idea. Then you get an alternate arm here. Well, that's one we just took off, but if you don't want the bazooka, obviously, and then you got this little handle that goes right there. So, yeah. And then, of course, we have the light up mechanism, which I'll go and put that in for you. And there it is, all put together. So let's get them all together and go dark. See how they look. Okay. That looks pretty good. Here we go. So there's your electronics displayed right there. It's pretty nice. That's like $5. Get you those figures. So for $1.25 a piece. Of course, you gotta pay your tax, whatever that is, but pretty nice looking figures. Very, very cool. Alright guys, so let me know what you guys think. If you guys found these, you're looking for them, you don't care. But there they are. I thought they were really cool for $1.25, especially the cost of figures anymore. I do want to show you a comparison of like maybe a 1/18 scale figure to give you an idea what that looks like. Alright, so there's Duke. I kind of consider the O-ring figures your true 1/18 scale, because a lot of now the modern figures are pushing kind of towards the a piece off again. 4-inch scale, but you can see how Duke compares with those guys. Pretty cool. And kind of bulkier too if you use the military figures here with your military troopers.